last time we attempted to work on 356, we ended up having to work on a C10 instead, which thankfully we sold and it went to a great home. But now we are back working on the 356. So my goal today is to assess everything that I need to do to it, because ultimately I'm going to drive it at least once before we take it completely apart and really do the restoration the right way. So in doing that, I need to run through the fuel system, the wiring, figure out what's up with these floor pans, and figure out how we're going to temporarily patch them so we can drive it at least once. And then also put in a brand new motor and transaxle, emphasis on brand new to this car. Then figure out brakes, and then hopefully, in a perfect world, we'll get this thing running and driving in the next 2 days. I know that there's a lot of can of worms in this just based off of what I've found already, but thankfully I have a solid single port engine to go in it. I have a used transaxle from a different Beetle that I know is plenty good for this situation, and I have pretty much everything else to put it together, and if I don't, I will either wing it or make something to make it work. Let's get wrenching and see how far we get today. Bring her back. The first thing I want to do is check and see what this fuel system looks like. A, look and see what the tank is, and B, figure out what the status of the fuel line is, because while the motor's out right now, I want to blow it all out and hopefully it'll be free and hopefully it won't leak. If not, we'll just run some fuel hose halfway through it and just deal with it. In a perfect world, this tank will be primo, but I have very low expectations. Oh man, I forgot how nasty this thing was on the inside. Okay, I take that back. I want to see what the fuel system looks like, but the first thing we have to do is take all this out because this is gross. I remember when we cleaned it, we did a pretty extensive clean, but clearly not good enough. So let's do that. What?
The handful of
the rat's nest back here? You like the rat's nest that's back here?
Cleaned it out.
Oh my gosh, what's this?
Looks important.
Some sort of support. I don't know what that goes to. I have no idea what that is. Keeping that. I have no idea what these are for. Plastic bag. Cardboard. So the funny thing about these cars, they came in like, I think 9 different colors. 2 of the colors being beige and white. And the exterior for sure looks like it used to be white, but then when you look at the interior, it looks like it used to be beige. So hopefully this is just them not gel coating it nicely. I don't know, I really want to be white and not beige is what my goal is. But we'll find more out about that when we get it sanded and buffed. We're just figuring this out as we go, truly. I know a lot about Volkswagens, but I know very little about 356s, so this is going to be an adventure between all of us. You know, most people spend their life dreaming about their dream car and, you know, getting to know more and more about it, whereas I do that, but I just never thought I'd own this car. Ever, or if not for a very long time. So I was like, I'll just do the research later. Now is later.
You need a new battery in.
Huh? How about you just hack those cords? Because I think I'm gonna have to. Oops! Are you okay?
Sweet baby Jesus, that hurts.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you. It's just kind of funny. Alright, sending unit wire looks pretty good. Alright, let's see what the inside of this tank looks like. Maybe we'll grab it. Downside to a fiberglass car is nothing sticks to it. Except dirt. This is the wrong way of doing this, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to change this tank out, so.
Sounds like you might have some help here. You smell it already?
It smells so bad already. Alright. You can smell it, can't you? Pretty bad. Moment of truth. Let's see if I can... Okay, hold on. Oh no. I already have a bad feeling about this. Oh my gosh, it does smell pretty bad. I don't know if it's Charger bad, but I think it is Charger bad. That's not supposed to look like that. Okay, so far, not looking good. I have an idea of what it looks like in there. Whew, she stinks. So, based off of how disgusting it smells, I can't imagine anything in that tank is actually usable, especially looking at this sick smelling paint that are, I can't imagine it's good. So, tank needs to come out, fuel lines need to be blown out for sure, and let's pray that we can just put a gas tank to this. I actually kind of wanted to put a fuel cell in here, but I can order a tank. It's fine. Amazon's a wonderful thing.
Does it move?
I was about to find out. No. Oh, moves a little.
Slap some WD-40 on, it'll be fine.
It's pretty bad. It smells horrible in here, doesn't it? That was way too easy.
I don't know what these wires are.
Just don't hit the body.
Okay.
No pressure.
One thing I can confidently speak on is that with kit cars like this, you really never know what you're gonna get when it comes to how they were put together. Many, if not all, companies that manufacture them would create the body and that's it. Everything down to the hardware was sourced from other things or other vehicles. For example, VW kit cars, they use the chassis, running gear, etc., but a lot of times they source miscellaneous hardware and components from other vehicles or even just stores to make a retrofit work on VW parts like this fuel tank. It's a stock tank that's cut and modified, then drilled with 4 holes on each corner of the tank, and it's all held in by just flathead screws. And unfortunately, flathead screws do not stand the test of time when it comes to weather and corrosion. It's super janky, but that's just how it was done, and now we gotta fix it.
Yeah, it's sad that the bulkhead looks great from up here, but actually, you know, it's not that bad. I think the depressing part is the fact that this is fit for a Volkswagen tank. Not the end of the world. That's weird to me. You could turn the steering wheel. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, no, it moves. It just looks like it's cast in that fiberglass weird. So let's get the battery out. Let's vacuum this out. Let's like actually hand scrub all this, get all this old seal off, and start fresh. Because if I'm gonna put a new tank in this, it's gonna be nice.
Okay.
trunk's clean. It looks really, really good. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The fuel tank is out successfully and smells like garbage, so that's going to live outside for now. But the main reason why we did all this is so that we get that fuel line, and now the time has come where we need to blow that thing out and hope to all of the car gods out there that it doesn't look like the inside of that gas tank. So I'm going to throw Alex on the backside to show you guys what comes out, and hopefully it comes out clean. All right, I've got my little air tool right here, all plugged in to my fuel line. You ready back there, Alex?
I think so.
I hope so. All right, let's see. You have any air coming back through there?
Try it again.
Oh. No? I would be wildly surprised if this works. Huh? It's coming back at me. Oh no, I think it's pressurizing in there. Let me grab some WD-40. I think it's pressurizing, unfortunately. Which means it's clogged. We can try to blow it from that side too. Nothing. All right. Let's try this again, shall we? So I can blow WD-40 all over myself. Hopefully you. I hope it comes back out at you. No. All right, let's come to your side and try to do it. I'm ready, sir.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Nope.
I got nothing. Okay. Well, the moral of that story is the fuel line is bad, which I'm not too surprised by, unfortunately. Since we're just going to make it run right this second, I can just plumb up a fuel tank to it. Let's put a pause on the front side of this, and let's get rolling on putting that motor and transaxle in so we can hopefully have a running motor today.
I've had one of those long days where I haven't been able to help Caroline today at all on the 356. So getting here kind of late. I don't know what Alex is doing in here. Let's go see. That for the 356?
Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
Don't worry, I will.
Carry on doing what you got going on here. All right, let's see what's going on in Caroline's Bay. Are you using those glasses for your safety glasses?
Yeah, I couldn't find my safety glasses. I put them somewhere else. I've been using these because I can be safe and look goofy all at the same time. I can see out of them quite well since I have the sun above me, so I was desperate, okay? It was either get metal in my eye or wear these, and I would much rather wear these because they're cool.
No metal in the eye is a good thing.
Yeah.
So that tube right there is what you're trying to take off?
Yeah, so he has the whole header, like the front part of it.
Right.
The other J tube should be right there behind you. I need this so that we can put exhaust out.
So I'm seeing that that's a J tube.
Literally, it's a James tube.
Got it. So all this stuff is coming off.
Yeah. These are perfectly good heater boxes. I just don't need them.
Well, this car is not going to have heat at all.
No. But the thing is, if you don't have them plumbed up correctly, it'll just overheat your engine, so... And there's literally no engine bay to begin with, so any chance we can get to plumb as much heat out the back, I'm going to take it, but also, again, just totally useless anyways.
Gotcha. All right. Did you get anything done, like Transaxle in? No?
Transaxle's on in. I'm currently baking the mount because it's really moist out right now, so getting it to dry. So I took all that insulation out. I took that nasty oil filter out.
What is this house wire system here? What?
It's actually not house wire. That's automotive wire.
Really? It looks like a big giant, like 60 amp gauge wire, you know, that you would use in a household. But I see it does have a lot. So what does this go to? Is this a starter? Or is
That's starter. That would also go to your regulator. And I need to rewire some of that since this has an alternator and the motor that was in here before has a generator, and the generator requires a little regulator, which I threw away somewhere. The alternator doesn't require a regulator, so you just have to rewire some stuff to make that charge.
Yay, so we're upgrading with this motor.
It is an upgrade. Although it's not a dual port, it's still a solid single port that's been upgraded with electronic ignition. The carb's still the same, and an alternator.
So once we get the motor in here, I need to make some pans that are going to keep the engine heat away. Is that what you're saying? Like from this point here to around the engine to where it kind of...
Yeah, in a perfect world. So the problem with kit cars, hacked up cars, like the Speedle was probably a pretty good example, is the way these cars are designed originally, like Volkswagen Beetles, Carmagillas, stuff like this. They're designed to be air-cooled, and all the tins that come on them are purposeful, like they're meant to help direct air opposite ways. So when you take them out of their natural environment, I guess you could say, and put them into something like this, the air cooling is completely either jacked up or doesn't work properly, or has to be completely redesigned, which is what I need your genius to do, because obviously heat rises. So when we have the exhaust, you know, as the whole header, the heat's going to want to go up. And yeah, there's a vent on the trunk lid back here, but the thing is it's not going to direct the heat how you need it to. What we still need to do is, while you're driving, cool air is coming up through here, coming through the fan, down over the cylinders and back out the back, basically. And the problem is if this is all open, it's just going to suck back in. You see, it's going to be like a vicious cycle of hot air, and it's not going to cool properly, which we don't ever have to worry about with like V8s and stuff because it's all water cooled, but air cooled's a bit different.
But this framing is all the way through the chassis, is that right?
This is all the way through the body.
Right, all the way through the body,
Yep.
through the chassis,
Yep.
so it stiffens the whole thing up.
Oh yeah. I found a fuel tank that we don't have to mimic what someone did on that tank. I don't know what it came out of. Maybe it was like Carmagilla or something. But basically where the spout is and where it would sit in this car, it'd basically be filling from the bottom. So like gravity's not your friend when you're filling it up. So basically what they did is they hacked all that off, plated it, and then moved it up to the top. When they apparently make a tank that's already like that. So I found that with a sending unit, petcock, everything for like $200.
Where do you need me?
I don't know, I need to go check on that mount and see if it's dry.
What's the problem?
Well, I just realized that the nose cone and that transaxle that came out of the 356 is different from both this nose cone and that nose cone.
The one over here?
That's the one over there, and that's the one I'm going to use, or was going to use, for it. So, basically, the cardinal difference is the fact that this is the mount that goes into the 356, right?
All right, let me get this.
3 studs,
Okay.
2 holes.
Yeesh.
So, different nose cone. Didn't really think about that. So, we have one of 2 options. I either change the nose cones, which is kind of not impossible, but a little bit of work, or I just slap the same transaxle back in that and hope it works.
What about getting a different mount?
I could get a different mount, I just have to change it also on the chassis as well.
What has to be changed on the chassis? These are the same 2 bolts. Those are going to be 2
Well,
bolts.
so basically, like this, these line up in here, and then it sits up like that.
Right.
But the other mount option is this one right here, where they mount, see?
Okay.
Yeah. So I either need to change the nose cone, which I think they're the same bolt pattern, they're just different nose cones, or use the same transaxle. Granted, I don't think there's anything wrong with that transaxle. We could drain the fluid out and see what it looks like. Actually, that is some of the fluid right there, and it doesn't look too bad.
I'm glad I didn't step in that.
So I could just clean this up and we could stab that back in.
Is there any way to test it at all? I mean,
I mean, it moves.
That's your test?
It could not move like the motor.
Stab it in and cross your fingers?
Yeah, I mean, rarely do these go that bad. Watch me mark my words, though. Watch this be like... You know what I mean? It just doesn't work at all. It's possible, but I doubt it.
Okay.
You want to just stab it back in?
I guess that's the plan.
Stab it back in?
Or change the nose cone. I mean, can you just change the nose cone? Are they all interchangeable?
Yeah, we just have to... I basically have to take the little hockey stick, that's what they call it in here. It changes all the gears, and put it back in the same place on the other transmission. I just don't know if I have a seal for it or not.
We've got black silicone.
Literally, it takes a paper gasket that's like 1/10 of a mil thick. So black silicone would for sure be overkill. I say we just try this.
Okay.
The worst that'll have to happen is we gotta drop the motor and transaxle again.
Okay, so now we're using the mystery transaxle.
We'll see if this works. It's either gonna work out awesome or it's gonna bite us in the butt. The best part is that transaxle is just as big of a mystery as this one.
Oh, well, just clean that one up and let's slap it in.
That's what I'm saying. He loved that one.
Jethro, you don't like my clutch arm?
He's like, no. That's a disgrace.
Hey, could you hurry up with that? What are you doing? You're really gonna bolt that on? Nasty like that.
I mean, the car itself, the chassis itself is pretty nasty.
I think it's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with this chassis whatsoever. Every bone in my body right now is aching from how nasty that is.
Okay, well, let's clean it.
And it just makes me want to, because it's just not the way we do things, typically.
I mean, no, I want to cringe just making this thing run the way it is, too. But
No, I mean, at least when we do something, let's do it, even if we're doing it half-ass, let's do it half-ass right.
Let's just slap it in now that it
Like-
makes James try and jump down for it.
By at least cleaning it.
What I ask is for you to remember these exact words when you do the floor pans.
I'm going to do it half-ass right. I promise you. It's a new t-shirt. Half-ass right.
You know it's cold outside, right?
And the problem with that is,
This requires water.
get the pressure washer out. Let's go.
We have to scrape all this before we can even get the pressure washer on it. It's gross, but it's satisfying.
I feel like our optimism towards making a vehicle come together kind of makes it seem like an easy process. Yes, there are times where it's on the easier side of things, but making a car run and drive down the road doesn't happen overnight. A lot of times, I set the standard pretty high for myself when it comes to getting something together, so much so that it overwhelms me. What's so great about working with my dad is that he humbles me out on stuff like that when I need it, and vice versa. The great thing about this build is that it isn't hard, it's just gonna take some time to pull it off. In preparation for the motor install, Alex blasted the header and J-tubes earlier for me. I gave them a good cleaning and I'm doing a quick coating on them. I'm kind of looking for a quick turnaround time on these, so I ended up using the Raptor Liner High Heat line of products. You start with the primer, let that dry, and then apply the coating. I decided to go with black because it's simple and easy, of course, and it goes with everything. I'm pretty impressed with how well it laid coming out of the can. I cannot wait to heat these up and see how it performs.
I think we got a few problems with the brake shoes here. What do you think? Yeah, something's up.
The time has come. We can finally put this transaxle back in the car. Probably should have put washers on this, but I hope this doesn't interfere with
3/16 fender washers?
the flywheel. I think it'll be fine, right? I don't know.
Do you have an extra flywheel to slide in there to make sure it'll clear?
I do have an extra flywheel.
Do you want to try and make sure it clears first?
It's probably wise, yes. Oh yeah, I think it'll be fine. I mean, that's sort of almost centered, right?
That right there. You are very close though.
I mean, I'm close to the whole thing though, if you think about it.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I mean, it's probably gonna sit, it's gonna sit more like right there. So yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Something heavy?
No. Yes. The mount on the back of it, and we're ready to stab this sucker in. This is actually definitely one of the dirtiest transaxles I've ever messed around with. Start. Okay. I mean, I've seen some pretty nasty ones. The funny thing is every time I'm like, you know what, I need to clean one, everybody's like, use oven cleaner. And I stay so far away from oven cleaner because the one time I used it, I burned myself so bad. It was bad. Well, I didn't realize it was oven cleaner that did that at first. I just thought I was having like an allergic reaction, and I'm not allergic to anything. I'm allergic to oven cleaner. I think everybody is. So I try to go the more gentle route, at least sort of gentle. This one's a little nasty feeling, but I think it's just because it's hung up. Something that's really interesting and that I found out the other day is there's a really cool guy who also lives not too far from us who has a 356 replica kit car, and he also seems to be the all-knowing on these, which is even better. But they make a clutch cable for these, so you don't have to do this. It's just horrible. Absolutely awful. Cannot wait to get rid of that. Love when a plan comes together. It's so bad.
Secured.
It ain't going. It's even double nutted. Look at that. Okay. As my dad would say, give me a lever and I'll move the world. Oops. This thing is so nasty. I'm like, don't even come up close to this transaxle. It looks worse from far away and up close, I guess. So maybe you
don't look.
Just don't look. Which I never use a snap-on ratchet because I have this thing, which
is so funny. And he's like, you know, I like the short throw on it. I'm like, you should have used the ones that say 90T on them because they have an even shorter throw. I love that he was working on a Civic yesterday too. It was just like, it really solidified the fact that he's literally never gonna work on Jap cars if he can help it. Okay, ready to install it.
Is Honda Japanese?
Ready to help me put a transaxle in? So the goal is to go kind of up at like an angle, like kind of in and then down, because you have to obviously get this in the right hole, but the main thing is getting these little fins right here lined up with that, because once you have that lined up and you have the tail shaft in the hole, the rest of it's pretty easy. You gonna pick it up or you want help?
I'll pick it up.
Okay, well when you pick it up, I'm gonna move the lift cart out and I will grab the hardware right there. I was like, I didn't break it up.
There's your other socket too.
Cool. Are you ready?
No. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit for you.
It's fine.
Pardon.
You gotta go up. Okay. And come down a little. You're gonna have to lift up on the front. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Alright. Stay there for a second.
I think your mount's on backwards.
Is it too far? Oh, it's very too far. That's fine. We can fix that. You should be able to set it down. It's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah. Okay. I was wrong. My hunch was incorrect.
Hey, your mount's on backwards.
I had a feeling.
You want to take that back off?
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing my dad said to me the other day really left me thinking for a bit. He said restoring a car is like an onion. You have to peel back the layers to really see what you're getting yourself into. Sometimes it'll be great, and sometimes it'll leave you crying. Now, I don't think I'm at the crying stage by any means, but I am definitely beginning to understand the layers part. After putting the transaxle in, I'm starting to realize there are so many more layers to this that we haven't even discovered yet.
Did this mount come out of this car?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we were.
Because it doesn't look like it's going to line up. Nope, inside one.
Oh. I couldn't see that hole from here.
I don't think it's going to line up.
I'm not kidding. It came out of here. Wow, that's pretty bad. I literally did. I put this one back on here so that it would line up.
No, you're like a quarter-inch off.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
You gonna grab a ratchet strap and
What the heck?
squeeze the frame horn? Because
I mean, that's wild.
it's like not gonna
How
fit.
did it? How? I don't even understand.
You shrunk. What did you do? Put it in the dryer?
No! I mean, I put it in the oven at 100 degrees. Wow, that's crazy, dude. What the heck?
Can you see how far off it is?
Yeah, so it's just like totally not. Look how bad that lineup is. That's
I
horrible.
mean, it looks like it should work, but it don't.
It definitely doesn't.
All right, let me know when you're ready. That's how it fits.
Sketchily. It doesn't feel right, but.
No, it's not. It should probably not clear.
I'm gonna just send it while you're doing that. Watch your hand, I'm sorry.
It's really loud.
So, again, there is a torque spec for this.
We're not paying attention.
But
to
I'm
that.
not doing it. This time around, no. Well, that's cool. It's back in. Now let's get this transaxle positioned back more if we can.
You're on your stuff back here.
Oh, I'm all the way full. Wow, okay. So, actually, there you go. That's why I had the challenge. Look,
Challenge.
the challenge of getting, that's why. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The transaxle's in, and it looks okay. I do need to still put the CV axles in, but I'm cleaning up all that hardware still, and I don't really want to put them in just yet because I need to go through the brakes, run some cables, fix some other things before I put those in my way. So I figure, let's leave them out of the way. I also have to come over here and fix this beautiful setup because I hacked it off because it was all garbage anyways. So tomorrow is wiring and cable day. So yeah, we also can rip all of that carpet out. Maybe I can get my dad to help me with that because I know he's dying to see what these floor pans look like so that he can figure out how he's gonna patch them. Pretty nasty, dude. I've never seen a bulkhead that bad. Ew, it's got hair on it. Look at the floor.
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is I want to get under here and I just want to start cutting all of these, all the rust panels out so that we can see how bad it is. Get rid of these panels that are here that we're not going to, that we're not going to use.
You're saying
You know,
currently?
this stuff. Yes, I want to get under here and get rid of all this crap after we pull the carpet out. And then we can make our own panels if we want.
Oh, for the
Temporarily or permanently, whatever you want to do. If you want to plate the whole thing, I mean, we could do that with that 16 gauge. It would be awesome.
floor? That's kind of what I'd like to do.
And you don't want to have any footwells back here for the...
Well, no, because the funny thing is you don't need these. There's no battery that sits back here, and the seats sit so flat anyways, you might as well just have a flat surface for, you know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause
And we could B-roll stuff in there if you want.
Well, I think we probably should, right? To
Yep.
prevent oil canning and stuff, but at least it won't have this giant drop. Now, it may look a little silly with this, but I don't know what your thought is on this. Maybe you like bring it...
We wouldn't do anything with this, with the center channel.
No. I'm saying, would you just curve the flat plate up? Because you see how it curves up, right? It curves along the tunnel.
Yeah, that's simple.
So I don't care if this like looks like it drops down a little, but my big thing is just obviously getting rid of the rot and the cancer, but making this flat because there's no need for it to have that.
This is disgusting. Caroline, you got any tape?
Like glue tape?
Can you tape those screws to that and put that in a safe place? You gotta do the same thing on the other side.
There we go.
Now, let's see what kind of surprises we have under here. I don't know what kind of gonorrhea syphilis we're gonna get from this nastiness. Ugh. Maybe I do need a mask. Ugh. Hey, I found out what the bolts are for. Holding the carpet down.
Who needs glue when you have this?
And seat belts are what they are. Let's put it back in the air and take all the bolts off because there's no heads to them up here. Looks like these belts go through. Let's get that out because I can't get the flat carpet out without them.
We're gonna cut them.
Okay.
I got half the floor pan with this.
Oh man. That's
cool. It's kind of like spread all over this.
Nipples. What's this do?
That's a brake spring. Throw it next to that brake shoe over there.
Oh!
Got a penny?
Treasure!
What year is it? 1955, 1955, 1955.
1996. Bummer. 1996. That fell out of somebody's pocket back in 1999. Teamwork is the dream work. Well, they sure did when it sounded. I don't know what this crap is.
This just looks like it holds every bit of moisture it takes.
Yep. But,
Not on my battery cable though.
make a nice pillow out of that.
Damn, the floors could have been glass too.
It's weight reduction.
Glass is lighter than steel.
Rust is lighter than fiberglass.
Yeah, rust is fucking lighter. It don't weigh nothing if it ain't there. Caroline, you should just make this thing a hot tub. Just glass the doors in. Yeah, why not? It'd be big pimping.
It would be the coolest hot tub you'd ever see. But I like the car too much.
Get a second one, maybe. I'm just tossing it through the hole, James.
Alright, so maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's not
There's more.
Oh, oh my god, dude. Look at the freaking house built up in there. Start grabbing all that stuff out of there. I want to see it. This is why we have our mask on right here. That is full of mouse crap and piss, I promise. Holy crap. Whoa. Well, at least they were warm. Get it all?
It keeps going now.
It keeps going?
Yeah. There's more.
Look at that!
It's all buried up in the wire still.
Oh my goodness.
There's
Can you
no-
get to it
some
without
of
tearing anything up? Yeah, this is why you wear your mask, because the last time we did stuff like this with my hood on the Charger,
Well,
this stuff will make you sick.
there's more.
There's more? Oh. It just keeps coming.
All this has to be changed.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get the rest out later. I'm just saying that's the majority. We'll just place this down the hole in the floor.
Don't take a brake line.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that thing smoked.
I need a new brake line.
You think?
I think they were trying to pad it up, but I don't know. Because, like, I just don't know. It's a fiberglass car. It has no support on the side, so if you get whacked on the side, you're done. Granted, you don't want to get whacked on the side anyways, but in discovering all of that, I found this giant, like, probably, what, 2x4 box steel all the way around in the body. So when we separate it from the Volkswagen chassis, it's completely separate. Like, that is what the body is basically attached to. So the nice thing is we're not messing around with a flimsy fiberglass body, we're messing around with a fiberglass body that's actually mounted to steel, which is kind of nice.
Just go ahead and put that anywhere, James.
Well, that's one full garbage can.
This is what I meant by that onion comment earlier. Here we are, pulling back those layers. I may have shed a small tear after seeing what's underneath, but it certainly isn't anything we can't fix.
Hey, are we cutting out the floor pans?
Say what?
Are we cutting out the floor pans?
Not entirely, why?
I think James is.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing?
Getting rid of the rust.
I thought we were just gonna slap some sheet metal on top of the rust and drive it. Are you repairing the whole thing?
Well, it had to come out.
Yeah, but if we made it this far, why don't we just take the body off the chassis?
We're not taking the body off right now.
Yeah, but literally, you have 4 inches of the original pan here. Why wouldn't you just do it the right way the first time?